рефери опаздывает. 17:30, видишь, нет еще.
Сегодня были последние тяжелые спарринги у Ислама. Очень хорошо поработал. Хорошо себя чувствует. И по весу тоже идет. По программе, по расписанию. Хорошие тренки были. Хорошие спарринги были. Тяжелые удары на груши. И в конце поборолись. Минут 25 в партере. Как обычно. Хорошая тренка была сегодня. Ислам чувствует себя просто отлично. Алхамдулилля.
Знаешь, Ислам не то, что не уступает ему, он не будет лишние удары, если так тактически, если не обдуманно, и будет бросаться. В этом плане Ислам превосходит его.
With UFC 330 just around the corner, Islam Makhachev has shifted into high gear. The champion is wrapping up one of his toughest training camps yet, determined to leave no weakness exposed before stepping into the Octagon with Ian Machado Garry.
Что-то больше нету.
That preparation has reached another level, with Khabib Nurmagomedov heavily involved throughout camp. Khabib's presence has pushed everyone to train at an even higher standard.
For me, it's gonna be fun day. For them, it's gonna be very hard days.
Ну, можно сказать, с чистой совестью. Больше 2 недель я отпахал. Такой специально подготовительный этап был. Больше работали над выносливостью, можно сказать, так грубо говоря. Делали также спарринги, все так же, но некоторые элементы добавили, там бег был у нас.
Javier Mendez also credits Khabib for playing a vital leadership role behind the scenes. According to the longtime coach, Khabib continues to guide the team's direction while helping Makhachev sharpen every aspect of his game.
The whole team for Islam's here, except 2 coaches, 2 very important coaches, Saif Safullah and Magomed, head coach at Abdulmanap Gym in Dagestan. But we have the main person that I believe is always here for Islam, and that's Khabib. He is basically running the whole program, really. I do little bits and parts here and there. I've become more of a mentor type than actually the head coach now, and I like my role. I do less work, but I also get to watch someone like Khabib take over with a great honor and joy it gives me to see how great of a coach he is, and to see all the guys and how much they're learning from him. It's a big joy to see someone take over where you were before and how great they're doing.
Makhachev shares the same confidence. He says training has gone exactly as planned and believes Khabib's involvement has brought extra motivation, creating one of the strongest camps of his career.
Что у нас будет в бою, потому что уже смысла нету делать тяжелые тренировки. Это тебе уже не поможет. Надо вспоминать свои такие заготовки и больше их отрабатывать. То, что мы и делаем сегодня, в понедельник всю тренировку мы делали отработки. Осталось подогнать вес, и думаю, мы готовы.
With camp nearing its end, Islam feels everything has fallen into place. Surrounded by Khabib and the rest of his team, he believes he's fully prepared for another successful title defense.
How has camp been? How's preparation been? What do you make of Ian as an opponent?
Yeah, everything is going very well. We stay in the same gym, like last couple of fights we stay in New Jersey and training in Octagon MMA. It's very nice gym. I have too many my brothers and friends and sparring partner with me. Almost all team is here. We're training together. Khabib is here, Javier is here, and we're training every day very hard to be ready.
Mendez, however, isn't allowing anyone to relax. His focus remains on keeping Makhachev mentally sharp for all 5 rounds, reminding the champion that Ian Garry is dangerous enough to punish even the smallest mistake.
The way I always do, 5-round war. Islam has his way about how he wants to think. I have my way. And my way is I don't want to lose track of first round KO, first round submission, third round, fourth round. I want to stay engaged throughout the whole fight. The only way for me to be engaged is to not underestimate Ian's ability to keep it going 5 rounds. So I want to go 5 rounds mentality. I will always do that because it's good for me to stay sharp, and I don't want to lose that sharpness. That's why if you ever watch me in the corner, I'm not going crazy. I'm just observing. I'm watching. I'm looking. And I'm not talking like crazy either. I'm saying certain things, but I'm not saying a lot. I don't need to say a lot. And it's because of that reason that I've been in enough corners to know you can make a change, but you don't have to make a whole bunch of changes to make a difference.
It's worse to give me overload in the corner when I come back. You were very good about not giving me that overload. Just like, hey, just tweak it here, tweak it there. Everything's going well, right? Shit, everything's fucked up. Let's make everything. Let's change this and this.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Hey, coach, it's been great. It's been fun. Guys, Javier Mendez, make sure you pick up the book. When's it come up for sale?
I don't know yet. I'll find out soon, but it's going to be out. The pre-sale's coming up soon. I'll find out tomorrow.
Okay. Let me know when it goes for sale, and I'll put it out, and I'll put a link in my description.
Across the aisle, Michael Bisping expects Garry's size, reach, and movement to create problems early, even while favoring Islam. He believes Garry's long-range striking could test the champion before the wrestling comes into play.
That happens, right? I do favor Islam Makhachev. Of course I do. I would be a fool to sit here and say that Islam Makhachev doesn't probably win that fight, right? That's just foolish, right? He probably does. He's unbelievable, right? He's incredible at what he does. He's the greatest lightweight of all time. He's probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in all of the sport that's active right now. But Ian Garry does have a unique challenge. He's 6'3". He's very long. He's quick. He's a good striker. And he's not afraid to spoil the fight. He's happy to jab and jog. He's happy to pick him apart. He's happy to win on points, right? He's happy to just keep banging that jab and moving away. 1-2, move away. Little team kick, move away. Just keep dancing around that gigantic octagon. Ian's a great guy and he's a formidable opponent for Islam Makhachev. And even Khabib Nurmagomedov is worried about Ian Garry and how well he's going to do because Islam's turning 35 years old, okay? And there's this whole curse about when you hit 35, you struggle to win fights and this and that. Although Alexander Volkanovski did break that myth, and this isn't even at lightweight anymore, it's at welterweight, so none of that matters. And he's not even 35 yet.
Ali Abdelaziz doesn't expect the fight to stay competitive for long. He predicts Makhachev will eventually trap Garry, secure takedowns, pass his guard, and finish the fight once the action moves to the ground.
He's fighting a guy who runs a lot. Islam have to punch him in the chest, take him down, pass his guard, mount him, and finish him. But I'm gonna tell you something. This little skinny Irish kid with a small 30 size waist, he's gonna get grabbed up and smashed by Islam Makhachev. One thing I can promise you is gonna happen.
Daniel Cormier agrees that distance will be everything. He explains that Garry must find his preferred range, but says that's incredibly difficult against a fighter who constantly pressures forward like Makhachev. I think for Garry to be successful, he has got to try to find range, and that's more difficult to do and easier said to do when you're fighting a guy like Islam who constantly isn't in your face and pressuring you. Chael Sonnen echoes that concern. He believes Garry's priority should be getting back to his feet after takedowns, rather than chasing submissions from his back if he hopes to stay in the fight.
Can Ian stop Islam from taking him down? If not, can he get up off the bottom? If Ian in camp right now is spending in the bottom position, the day the coach comes in and says we're going to focus and work on the problems from this position, if he is spending more time finding a submission than he is escaping, I already have my answer. No, he cannot beat him. If he's conceding that he's going to be down, he can't beat him. And if he gets taken down, he's trying to concede and find different ways he can win from his back, he's not going to beat him. Islam should beat Garry. That's true. Islam should be the favorite over Garry. That's true. I'm not giving a prediction for you right now, but I have a feeling of the way I'm leaning is toward Islam. That's true. But Garry can win the fight, and Islam wants to be healed. He will pass on the biggest fight of all time. He will pass fighting on the White House lawn if it means Garry, because he knows.
Training partner Usman Nurmagomedov respects Garry's talent, but believes nobody can truly prepare for Makhachev's unique style. From what he's witnessed in camp, Islam is operating at another level.
Ian Garry is a top guy, and of course he can do something. But I think Islam gonna be prepared for everything, you know, like striking, grappling, wrestling. We know Ian Garry, he have like a problem with wrestling, with grappling. Like Islam have a very good control in the ground and very good wrestling, how to take the guy to on the ground, you know, like. And he have like good striking. No, very good fight. My opinion is gonna be huge fight. We'll see.
Usman also points out that competing without a brutal lightweight weight cut has made Makhachev even stronger. He says the champion feels fresher, more powerful, and completely ready for welterweight.
My opinion, yes, Islam is like best fighter in the world right now, and like what he doing, like nobody can do. Yes, he's big now. Last time when I did with him sparring, it was so hard because he's really big. His arms, his legs, he's like, now he's big. Now he doesn't cut too much weight and he feel good.
Merab Davalishvili also gives Garry respect, describing him as an intelligent and calculated fighter. Even so, he acknowledges the challenge of overcoming a champion as experienced as Makhachev.
I mean, Islam is champion and he has a lot of experience, but I think Ian Garry has a chance.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think so. Ian Garry has to stop his takedowns, and striking, Ian Garry is very smart, calculated fighter.
Arman Sarukian expects Islam's wrestling to make the difference. While he admits Garry's kicking game could be effective at range, he doesn't believe it will stop Makhachev from closing the distance.
Islam Makhachev, too tough for Garry. Garry has a good striking. I think on the striking, Garry, on the long distance with his kicks, he can make problem for Islam, but Islam has a good timing of takedown. He's gonna take him down and most likely submit round number 3.
Alexander Volkanovski believes the opening minutes will reveal everything. If Garry stuffs early takedowns, his confidence in the challenger will grow. Otherwise, he expects Islam's power and pressure to take over.
So if he starts out grappling Islam or stop and takedown defense and things like that, then I'm going to be like, oh, okay, now I'm seeing something that I haven't really seen. So now then my opinion might change within the first round. But yeah, I haven't really seen that, so I'm going to go with what I know. And I know he can hit hard. I felt it firsthand. Like, well, I didn't feel, actually, I don't remember it. But it's but yeah, it's again, if he puts his hands, he can definitely catch him. So
Jorge Masvidal also predicts Garry enjoys early success through movement and athleticism. But once Islam begins mixing clinch work with trips and sweeps, Masvidal believes the momentum shifts permanently toward the champion.
Especially Makhachev has a couple where it's like a single leg or the body lock, and then he go for either like a foot trip or he knees, and then as soon as the knee back, he foot sweeps him, you know? So those are like his go-tos that I think are really gonna wear on Ian, especially as Ian starts to get a little tired. He starts to get a little fuzzy. The vision starts to get a little blurry because he's been having to fucking wrestle hard. Up against the cage, he could stop it. Out in the middle of the cage, because of his footwork, I think he could stop it. You know, I think he has enough athleticism and he knows enough wrestling where he could give him trouble in the early part. But as that fight starts to develop, you know, and it's going to be interesting to also see in the clinch because Makhachev has one of the best clinches ever in MMA with the foot sweeps and inside trips. You know, he could go for good lateral throws. He's just the total package when it comes to grappling.
Sean Brady isn't convinced Garry has the physical strength to stop Makhachev's wrestling. He expects Islam to work through the reach disadvantage and eventually impose his grappling.
I don't know, because Garry is tall, he's long, but he's not like a Morales where he's like big and strong as well. Like, Ian's not putting guys out with one shot. He doesn't really have that capability. So I don't think it's going to be too hard for Islam to get him down. Like, yeah, Ian's definitely long, but Ian's tall, but his reach is only 74 inches. So it's not like he has a
crazy reach. Yeah.
Where it'd be a lot harder to get past his arms. I just think it's one-way traffic for Islam. I think he's going to get him down, and I think he will sub him.
Brendan Schaub also backs the champion. While praising Gary's talent, he believes facing the world's top pound-for-pound fighter is simply a different level altogether.
I'm a fan of Ian Machado Garry when he fights. You know what? I'm not calling Machado anymore. It's just Ian Garry. How about that? How about that? How you like them apples? Ian Garry, when he fights, is one of the most talented dudes in the UFC. I've been glazing him for how many years, Chin? Ian Garry is so talented inside that octagon. Nightmare of a matchup for guys. Not a finisher. Stylistically, a nightmare for everyone, including Islam Makhachev. This is a fact. It's not going to be an easy fight. Oh, tough to say today. It's tough to say this today. I'm still rooting for you. Ooh, it's tough to beat Islam.
Morales is even more confident. He gives Garry almost no chance, predicting Makhachev will briefly strike before dominating the fight with his wrestling and top control.
A ella, a menos que sea un golpe pero brutal que le pueda conectar. Es la única manera de parar a Makhachev. Entonces, a ver qué pasa, pero me voy 100% con Makhachev y a ver qué onda. Pero no. Ian definitivamente no. Sí, o sea, ya sabemos cuál es el plan de él, el que toda su vida ha hecho, que es golpear un poco y tumbar. Y en el piso los controla mucho. O son los 5 rounds en el piso, o pues va a finalizar con algún tipo de llave. Pero pues sí, ya sabemos cómo pelean los rusos.
Joe Rogan also delivers a warning, reminding fans that Makhachev's strength and submission game remain among the most dangerous weapons anywhere in the UFC.
Is Islam grabs his own wrist like this to finish it, whereas other guys go all the way down to the bicep. And the thing about grabbing the wrist like that that's really good is you can make it a little bit tighter in a situation where you can't. Like some guys, they have too much bulk and maybe your arms are too short. You can't get having long arms is really important for a Darce. Like John Jones must have a wicked Darce. Because you can get the arms all the way through if they're long, then you can cinch it up. But Islam cinches it up actually by grabbing a hold of his wrist. And so it gives you extra space, and the grip that he uses is incredibly tight. He's also insanely strong.
Who is?
Islam is insanely strong. Like he's got that sort of elite grappling strength that comes from decades of throwing human bodies around. There's a thing about that. Like here, his Demetrius Johnson says, I felt it, I know. Fucking Max Holloway just texted me.
Despite the praise, Makhachev isn't buying into the hype himself. He insists success comes from relentless preparation, believing no one will take his belt unless they outwork him.
You know, I just always tell, somebody, like people, like fighters can beat me, but who can beat me? Who training more than me? But I know nobody training more than me. That's why I have mentally I'm ready, physically I'm ready, and I can fight with anybody.
Georges St-Pierre also favors Islam, explaining that Makhachev simply has more paths to victory. While Gary's striking is dangerous, GSP believes extended grappling exchanges heavily favor the champion.
Because of the style favors Makhachev, probably. Because of the styles. I think Islam Makhachev have maybe more ways to win the fight. So if I'm just thinking rational, according to the odds, I think it favors Makhachev. But Ian Garry definitely has all the chance also on his side to do it. He's a very good striker. He's very long. He's great a great grappler as well. But he need, I think, to find a way to keep the fight standing, and to use his style to his own advantage. But Islam Makhachev is, stylistically, is a freaking nightmare to fight for anyone. Is, I think, right now the best pound for pound on the planet.
Yeah, I agree. And Ian Garry, though, Ian Garry's 6'3", and he's so good at his lateral movement. He's so good at fighting at his range. And he's a real welterweight. He'll probably walk in the cage 193.
Bilal Muhammad also gives Garry credit for his intelligence, but says the fight changes completely if Islam gets him to the mat. In his view, Makhachev's grappling is unlike anything Garry has experienced.
But I just think a lot of people are just underestimating Ian. I think he's very smart with the way he fights and the way he strategizes and game plans. But obviously, Islam is pound for pound, right? But I think breaking down both guys, I'll get more in depth with like striking, grappling, all those situations. But I definitely think Ian's a live dog, right? But if he gets taken down, it's not going to be the same situation as when Shavkat took him down. Ian did a good job of just like holding him, right? He's not going to be able to hold him like in his guard. The guy got like Islam. I think Islam is more of a threat on the ground than Shavkat was. Like if he thinks, oh, if he takes me down, I'm just gonna hold my guard, body triangle him, and then just wait for the ref to stand us up. That's not gonna be the case.
Cain Velasquez rounds out the praise for the champion, calling Makhachev a special athlete who continues improving despite already sitting at the top of the sport.
He's a special type of athlete, as we all know. He's one of those guys that are at the pinnacle of this sport here. I talk with Javier all the time, and Islam and those guys are always doing great, so they're in great hands. Javier is the one who builds champions. He's a master at what he does. So he's always with those guys. He's always with Islam, and so I know they're in great hands. They're getting exactly what they need as far as the the fighting goes, the training goes, all that. So I see Islam just continuously doing what he's doing, and that's winning impressively. He's somebody who's mastered all aspects of MMA.
Not everyone is picking Islam without hesitation, though. Din Thomas believes Gary's fight IQ, movement, and steady evolution make him a legitimate threat capable of shocking the MMA world.
Top pound for pound guys, Alex Pereira lost, Ilya Topuria lost, Hamzat Chimaev lost. Ian Garry, I'd feel very good about this.
This is one of them years, and it comes around often where we just start seeing guys get knocked off that you didn't expect them to get knocked off. Ian Garry's really good. And sometimes we forget how good he is because we want to not like him because he says things or does things, or when we vilify a fighter, we tend to hang on to that. And we've done that with Ian Garry. Like whatever he did in the past, we tend to hang on to that. And then we also forget about how good he really is. He's got great footwork. He's got a really high IQ for fighting. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's long, he's rangy. He's got a lot of experience now. He's always been getting better along the way.
Thomas even admits he wouldn't be surprised if Garry pulled off the upset. He believes the Irish contender's composure and ability to make adjustments could create real problems for the champion.
And he's got wins over guys that guys never could really figure out. Like he's got a win over Michael Venom Page. No one could really figure out Michael Venom Page. Ian Garry's got a win over him. Carlos Prates. He's an absolute killer right now. Ian Garry's got a win over him. So the fact that he's able to find ways to beat guys that no one else can beat makes him a very dangerous opponent for Islam. Now, I know that there were questions, do we want to see Islam fight Michael Morales or do we want to see him fight Carlos Prates? But Ian Garry's a very worthy opponent, and I would not be surprised to see an upset.
MMA Guru also gives Garry a genuine chance. He believes the challenger's movement and distance management could disrupt Makhachev's rhythm and force him into a much tougher fight than expected.
Is Makhachev going to get this one done? I think finishing potential's on the side of Ian Garry. I think he's going to be the more dangerous fighter out there, dude. His range control, if you can make Prates whiff on the feet and not really get anything effective off until round 5. Oh, and by the way, he took that fight on a week and a half's notice. I'm glazing Ian Garry right now, dude. Yuck. I'm all in on this fucking... I'm all in on this upside down world that we're in right now, dude. I'm riding this underdog streak until it fucking sinks. Honestly, dude, I'm on it. I'm on the ship. I'm on the underdog ship. And eventually we're gonna hit an iceberg, but hey, I'm trying to enjoy the ride.
Building on that prediction, MMA Guru argues Garry's footwork may limit Islam's striking success. He also expects Makhachev to rely heavily on leg kicks as he searches for ways to slow the Irishman down.
I just know that the second I start picking the underdogs, all of a sudden, Makhachev just fucking dominates. How could you pick Ian Garry? Like we ain't seen the recent events that we've seen. I'm gonna go with Ian Garry, dude. I think he's gonna be too elusive on the feet. I don't think Makhachev's gonna be able to kick at range against him and do that effectively. And I think it's big danger for Makhachev on the feet, man. At range, listen, against JDM's the same size as Makhachev. maybe a slight bit taller than him, but they're about the same frame, same size. Makhachev went to the legs of JDM, you know, knowing that he was going to have that stance. And we've seen that, you know, JDM's low kick defense isn't what it's all cracked up to be.
Mike Bone finishes on a similar note. While still recognizing Makhachev as the favorite, he believes Garry is a live underdog whose hunger, confidence, and technical ability make him more than capable of producing a massive upset at UFC 330.
Islam Makhachev in this day of underdogs, I suppose, and with JDM and the run that he's had recently, you know, there's no doubt about it. Ian Garry is the toughest sort of test right now for Islam Makhachev, or at least more of a test than JDM was.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sit here and act like, you know, this can't happen after what we've seen this year. Like, everyone around Islam Makhachev has fallen on the pound for pound list. He's the only one that's hung out there in these past like 6 months or so. Even, you know, Merab was like number 3 or 4 when he lost to Yan. So like, it is very possible Ian Garry is hungry for this moment. He is skilled. He is completely focused, like all this stuff. He's got the traits. This is, you know, a very hard fight for Islam Makhachev.
That sets the stage for one of the biggest fights of the year. Will Islam Makhachev continue his dominant reign, or can Ian Machado Garry pull off the upset? Let us know your prediction in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UFC news, interviews, and fight breakdowns.